Ron, you touched up on something important, right? So, I want to start off with saying, is apartheid your vision? If so, then why are white people being blamed? Because South Africa was developed, yes, but by apartheid regime which kept majority out of the economy, right? And if you also check, Rhodesia was almost similar to South Africa, if not better in currency. It was better because it was developed by the Rhodesians, ex-British. So the resistance that came with Mugabe, ZANU-PF wanting to govern themselves as a black nation, it's something that started off good. It was supported, and it wasn't supposed to be presidential situations there. It was supposed to be more a minister type situation, like how the UK is. That's technically the type of setup that Zimbabwe was supposed to have. But then we got to where we got to. So ANC promised the nation something. I was not here. Some of the people right now were not born, and majority who are our elders were here. So these promises they may have made two promises. One to the people who voted them into power, and two, the allies that helped them to get that power. So when we speak of allies, we're speaking about those countries that either helped in indirectly, directly, to bring the apartheid regime to an end, right? Yes, that was the cry here. So African freedom came with independencies which would then allow us to merge, breaking from colonial ties, apartheid, and we were then to all move as a one people, see no race. So when Zimbabwe moved from Rhodesia to ZANU-PF, see, we're calling it even ZANU-PF. When Zimbabwe moved from Rhodesia to Zimbabwe, we see no color as you are black, you are white. No, we just see you are a Zimbabwean, you see. And that's maybe something that was different here, because then the outcomes were different to how people live. So we fought to achieve these freedoms, and the freedoms were achieved. So perhaps ANC made a promise, but they could not have achieved this. South Africa would have not have been achieved with the ANC alone, because my majority of them had to go into exile. This run, to fight another day type situation. So, corruption, major corruption, blaming of white people, lack of knowledge and ethics, lack of drive to educate is a major importance and direction. So ANC failing is part of those things, like how ZANU-PF would have failed. So they didn't fail because migration, no. Just lack of accountability and moving forward. So here we are now, you're telling me some South Africans or majority, they wanted South Africa to remain what it was, but South Africa what it was apartheid. And so hence why I started with, then why do we blame the white people? If apartheid is what you're calling for. From what I understand, it was something that had to be earned, that had to be stopped, like colonization, and as majority or some who are in hunger running like this are crying for something like that. If you ask the grandmothers, the grandfathers, what that time was like, would you have even been in a position or be here, will we have developed as a people? So apartheid ending was a good thing because we could then merge white, black, Indian, whatever race you are. So people are not developing because they're not thinking of developing. The blame game is one of those things that people hold on to. So ANC wouldn't have made it this far, without the African help. The other allies, is they needed support away from the apartheid system to free many for economic opportunities. So at the end of the day, they would not have achieved it. And if they would not have achieved that, they would have had to go back to the same system that they are running away from. And so they had to please a lot of people. And we are here not because the ANC told us to come here, so they can get a blame for things like how they're leading the country, but they can't get all the blame for all the foreigners that are here. The people that are here, they're just here for economical benefits, build the country. That is good people, by the way. I never talk about illegals and those type of people y'all want to talk about. We're all about progression and stuff. So I want to touch up the other topics as in segments. So ANC wouldn't have achieved this, without these Africans helping. So now, would you want apartheid? What are you asking for? What are you asking?